DHS Chief Alejandro Mayorkas is being blasted for saying that FEMA has no money left to help Americans in need, even as he has spent billions to fly migrants into country while feeding, housing, and clothing them, all at taxpayer expense. Is the South and East real from the disastrous effect of Hurricane Helene? Many are slamming the absenteeism of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, as millions struggle to recover from the devastation. Meanwhile, as Mayorkas says the funding for devastated Americans is gone, he and his dept of Homeland Security are still spending billions on housing for illegals all across the country. Hundreds of thousands of Haitians, for instance, are flooding into towns in Louisiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and many other states after the Biden-Harris administration loosened federal immigration restrictions to allow millions of migrants who would otherwise be labeled illegal to freely enter the country. Haitians are flooding small-town America, drawn to those communities by low-paying jobs and federal housing subsidies. This flood of migrants and their housing subsides feature as a topic during the recent vice presidential debate, when GOP nominee J.D. Vance said that the Biden border crisis drives up the cost of housing for regular, everyday Americans. It is a point that CBS moderators attempted to debunk during the debate, but one that has been substantiated as 100% true. Many and perhaps most U.S. states are drowning in the costs of Biden's migrants, including New York, Illinois, and Colorado. Amid all this, Mayorkas is taking heat for his claim that FEMA is out of money. "We are meeting the immediate needs with the money that we have," Mayorkas said this week. "We are expecting another hurricane hitting. We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season." But this is a very different tune than Mayorkas was singing 3 months ago when he said, "FEMA is tremendously prepared." News has broken that the Biden-Harris administration has spent over $1 billion of FEMA's budget on illegal aliens. In one instance, the agency spent $640 million on a program to house illegals. And last year the cost came in at $780 million. The spending on programs that do not seem to conform to FEMA's charge was panned by Rep. Ashley Hinson Aria, who told Breitbart News that the Biden-Harris administration is taking vital funding away from American citizens. The agency should be solely focused on disaster relief and keeping Americans safe. Americans deserve an administration that won't put the needs of illegal immigrants over American citizens. We need President Trump back in the White House now, Rep. Hinson said. This is pennies compared to the money that Mayorkas has spent on illegals through other programs. The Biden-Harris regime has spent millions on a program to fly migrants straight from their home countries, straight into the U.S. heartland, due to the expansion of the parole program for Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. Last year it was estimated that Joe Biden's border crisis had cost the U.S. taxpayer $200 billion, and this year sources say the cost has been an additional $400 billion. And these costs do not include the costs incurred by each of our state governments as the migrant crisis affects them at home, which is estimated to be $150.7 billion. Donald Trump blasted the waste of FEMA's budget on illegals and said that they stole the FEMA money just like they stole it from a bank so they could give it to their illegal immigrants that they want to have for them's their real vote. Finally, Rep. Nancy Mace, RSC, has already filed a bill to terminate FEMA's spending on housing for illegals.
But we're always looking for other landlords to work with as well for apartments.
So I wanted to give you guys an idea of what was going on in Maine, the uppermost corners of the United States of America, where you wouldn't expect there to be migrants. This is a direct result of the open border, the illegal immigration crisis that has been allowed to prosper over the past 3-4 years, and it's stretching to even areas of America that you wouldn't expect.
¿Y por cuánto tiempo han estado quedándose aquí en el Rojo Hotel?
Desde que yo llegué, julio.
¿Cuántos meses es eso?
Como 7 meses.
¿Y han tenido que pagar alojamiento?
No, nada. No he pagado nada.
¿Es 100% gratis?
Sí.
¿Y le dan almuerzo, desayuno?
Sí, le dan
cosas del niño, personales, nos dan pañales, lo que necesiten ellos.
¿Y ahí en el hotel hacen limpieza de las puertas?
Sí, hacen.
Sí, todos los días hacen limpieza, cambian las sábanas, hacen aseo.
¿Todos los días hacen eso?
Sí, todos los días.
¿Han podido conseguir trabajo ustedes?
No.
Yo no.
Si ustedes tuvieran un problema de medicina, ¿cómo podrían recibir ayuda con eso?
Bueno, con una tarjeta, la del seguro de Medicare.
Y la Metro Plus. Nosotros tenemos la Metro Plus y eso nos abarca el seguro que nosotros necesitamos para los niños y también nosotros nos beneficiamos de eso.
¿Se sintieron apoyados gracias a nuestro presidente Joe Biden?
Bueno, sí. Sí, porque si no estamos trabajando ni nada, él es el que nos está ayudando prácticamente.